Well, it took me a few minutes to get this started. The guy whose place I'm staying at. It'd be a lot nicer if he didn't get drunk and scream at people. Every night he starts screaming at people who aren't there. It's a very scary situation. Then there's Andrew Wolnez threatening to kill people tonight. I have to basically wait for he'll be drunkenly screaming throughout the night. Anyway, so if you hear some of that yelling throughout the video, I apologize. He does that when he's sober too. Sorry. When he's conscious is what I meant to say. He was screaming, "Wake up, wake up." He was also screaming at some imaginary person at the door. He doesn't think straight because he drinks too much, and I can't really say that without risk of retaliation by him for saying so. He likes making fun of people and getting condescending. I take a lot of that in real life, and then I give it back to the internet. Because I'm stuck in a subservient environment. So, Wolnez has broken the protection order repeatedly. This is the first one today. That's Bryn saying she'll make time tomorrow to help turn it in. Chances are pretty good that the cops will tell me that it's my fault for not trying to turn it in immediately. Well, I did. I tried going to a friend or family member because when I go to the cops immediately, they bully me.
Yeah, I agree. There's fucking Andrew Wolnez fucking harassed me again. See, I'm supposed to call the cops every time that he fucking breaks the protection order. He does fire. Well, good. Maybe it'll make a difference too. Can I write you down as a witness? Yeah. You got a pen? I have a pen. Oh, my card. I already told you you did the video with me. Yeah. Well,
I got that too. That's the next video.
My name is Valerie Lynn Merritt. I was born as Valerie Lynn Hutchinson, and I am letting everybody know that Sean over here has permission to use me as a witness from out of Helping Hands, and currently with Andrew Wolnez in the first incident I seen with him going by.
And then there's the very next one. I have to cut it down to about 2 minutes and condense it, which I have to try to edit it in order to do that. And I hate doing that. I'd rather post up the whole video. So you know nothing's out of context.
A punk ass little bitch. I'm a punk ass little bitch.
This is right after a Wolnez situation. He was screaming at me that I'm a punk ass little bitch. There's another guy named Sean. He's tall and bald, and I went and talked to him because, yep, I had to verify that Andrew Wolnez did it, since obviously I'm not able to record 24/7.
Bonjour. Please tell me I'm not the only person who heard that. Andrew Wolnez? Yeah. What you got an issue with you for? He keeps accusing me of being a drug dealer. He accuses me of a bunch of other shit. But he keeps doing that. There's one of the guys that lives in the apartment over there. He keeps doing it to him too. Accusing him of shit that he didn't do. Screaming at him that he's a punk ass bitch. Telling him to go fuck himself and throwing rocks at their shit and stuff. Like, that dude just needs to knock his shit off. You're right.
Wolnez, we expect this baseball back to the tank.
I hope not, but at the same time, it's not like I'm gonna fucking babysit Wolnez and make sure nobody beats his ass. He's been fucking with me too. He's all the same.
You got to hear that guy. He wanted to take a baseball bat to Andrew Wolnez's head. I said, I hope not. That was the second incident within 30 minutes there. So here's another one.
There's Wolnez riding by, bullying other people as well now. Fucking people. That's the third time today.
Now, in this video, she talks about making him disappear. I want to turn him in, not make him disappear.
I got a question for you. Does it seem like he's ridden by me often enough in the last less than an hour now? He's stupid. Is he riding by enough that I should just assume that he's following me, going around the blocks?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop worrying about it because this bitch ass is gonna come up missing.
I've had a few people say that. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope he survives what other people are fucking planning, but he's fucking with a lot of people.
He realizes who my family is. He's gonna realize. No fucking way. Real fucking
She's talking about making him disappear, or him disappearing, and I'm not okay with that. Let's get to the next one. This is tonight. Now, mind you, I mind my P's and Q's. When he's driving by and riding by and screaming that stuff, I don't scream back most of the time. He has to be threatening somebody's life or assaulting somebody. He has to be up in somebody's face, bullying them for me to speak up. If he's up in my face bullying me, yeah, I'll speak up if he's bullying me too. That's what many of my friends forgot when Natalie Bollinger was killed. Before Natalie Bollinger was killed, they remembered that I fought hard for their rights. After Natalie Bollinger was killed, they didn't think that I'd fight for my own rights that hard. They didn't think I would continue fighting for their rights. Let's play this one now.
The hell did I just miss? Oh, it's Andrew Wolnez starting fights with goddamn everybody. It's definitely Andrew Wolnez. Now he's threatening to kill people. Andrew, stop!
I'm not a fucking fentanyl dealer. You need to shut your fucking mouth.
He literally screamed at me 3 times today. Now he's threatening to stab people. He's threatening to kill people. John, you assaulted me twice.
We'll pause it there, see. John's across the street at that point. I'm stationary. I'm not moving. Both times that he assaulted me, I was walking away from him. I was getting away from him because he was showing me violence. And it was when I was walking away from him that he got violent with me. Both times. Now, John's on my channel admitting to be a fentanyl addict. He's also on my channel talking about Andrew Wolnez's powerful friends and also talking about having to listen to Andrew Wolnez talking for a full 30 minutes about how much he hates women so that he can measure out 2 minutes worth of fentanyl. Now that guy that you're hearing in that video right there, that's John Stevens, the guy that assaulted me twice in one morning while I was getting away from him. Now don't get me wrong. The first time he was assaulting me, I approached him. Not to assault him, not to threaten his life, but because he was harming me. He was being harmful to me. He was bullying me for things that are not my choice. Literally, he was bullying me over Andrew Wolnez. So there, John Stevens is walking closer to me, telling me I'm weird and to get away from him. I'm stationary. I'm not getting any closer to him by my choice. Just like I didn't approach Andrew Wolnez. I stopped. Now there, John Stevens says that he never got any fentanyl from Andrew Wolnez. You got to hear that with your own 2 ears. Yeah, that's the same John who was saying that he was getting it from Andrew Wolnez. The same John that had been a fentanyl addict. The same John who assaulted me twice. The same John who said that I have permission to record at any point in time with him because he's got nothing to hide. And then repeatedly he's come back and harassed me and threatened me because he didn't remember. And repeatedly he's come back and apologized as soon as he apparently gets his drugs. What part of that makes it okay for Andrew Wolnez to threaten to kill people? It doesn't matter to me that it's Andrew Wolnez who assaulted me repeatedly and John Stevens who assaulted me repeatedly. In this particular scenario, it's because people had their lives threatened in my vicinity. That doesn't just affect his safety, it affects my safety. So now we've got 2 conflicting reports from John Stevens, obviously. One where he said he gets his fentanyl from Andrew Wolnez, and tonight saying that he doesn't. John Stevens doesn't want to pay the piper for the price of his words, or his choices, his decisions. Neither does Andrew Wolnez. Now, while Andrew Wolnez wants to pretend like I molested him when he was a child, apparently. I didn't know him when he was a child. But he wants to use that as an excuse to harass me, to threaten me, to assault me, to threaten to kill me. And of course, there he's threatening to kill other people. And after fucking with me all fucking day long, mind you, those were the 3 I was able to record or had a witness to. That doesn't mean that's the only times that Wolnez has fucked with me. Now, all of those recordings are from the day, and you got to hear in that last one. What did I do? I recorded it until it got violent, and then I got loud. Chris Stafford and Andrew Wolnez believe they should be allowed to act with impunity. And the police believe that they should be allowed to act with impunity. The police help out people like Andrew Wolnez and Chris Stafford. People like Andrew Wolnez and Chris Stafford help out people like the police. And then there's people like me with really big goddamn mouths. These people aren't pissed off that they were recorded. They're pissed off they were recorded doing wrong shit. I have to turn in John Stevens for his assaults. I have to turn in a lot of people for their assaults. Bryn said that she'll help me to turn it in tomorrow. But every time she's said she's gonna, she hasn't quite followed through. She did finally come through late, way late, one day to help me fill out one piece of paper. And I am so glad that she did. She was also going to go with me to turn it in. Well, look what happened there. Every time people at the last minute they get sick, they fall down. Their parents get sick, their grandmas get sick, somebody dies. Or, of course, they want to go partying because they don't get a night off ever. You know, there's always reasons. John Stevens thought it was okay to assault me because I know his name. It's John Stevens. He was there for one of the assaults by Wolnez against my vehicle. Because of my back issues and because I was in the vehicle at the time, there's extra charges. But what did John do? He wanted to blackmail me as a witness. Sure, he'll come forward and tell the truth. If I do this, this, and this, if I do him a favor, do him a favor. You know what? If doing the right thing requires a favor, you're not doing the right thing. If you tell someone that they can put their stuff there for safekeeping while they work on their stuff and you don't have any expectations of them, well, you better not have any expectations of them then. For having my stuff here, I'm running myself ragged with expectations of someone who gets drunk and yells at people. He's angry that he spent $3,000 getting 4 Venezuelans here. He doesn't want to use the Google Translate on his phone. No, what he'd like to do instead is come yell at me to translate for him using the Google on my phone. And then he wants to yell at me when I'm not translating fast enough. And then he wants to yell at them when they can't read his mind, and meanwhile he's drunk and angry and just wants them to magically understand English. This is not how languages work. So these 4 Venezuelans are trying to work with me. All 4 of them have, I haven't seen if the woman has an ankle bracelet or not. But the 3 men do. So they got these ankle monitors on. So he keeps complaining that he spent $3,000 to get them here. They keep complaining to me about not having food, not having cigarettes. So I get them food, I give them cigarettes. When I'm having a moment where I'm rocking back and forth, though, and I'm making them funny noises that autistic people make, these, 2 of them at least, go by and make fun of me. They'll walk by the shed here, mocking me, making funny noises, trying to mimic the noises I'm making, except with the tone to it. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Now, John Stevens, he's one of the people I gotta turn in. Andrew Wolnez, and other people I have to turn in. You get to see how him being unchecked is resulting in a lot of violence. You get to see how forcing me to go to drug addicts for help doesn't turn out well. Forcing me to go to services that primarily service, I would say drug addicts, but they're not actually set up to help drug addicts. They're set up to get your tax dollars that you're willing to spend to help drug addicts. They're set up to take your money that is apportioned to help the homeless and to help victims of abuse out here on the streets. Instead, they use that funding to send homeless and disabled victims to therapy. Fucking therapy. That's the police response when we're abused. And you say, did you make a police report? Yes, I did. I repeatedly attempted to make oral reports. I was spoken over. I repeatedly attempted to take in written reports and was blown off repeatedly. Was lied to repeatedly about who it needed to be turned into. I was told I had to turn these officers into their own departments. Then these officers tell me that they can't investigate themselves. I have to turn it into the state troopers. State troopers had already told me I have to turn it into the police. Police told me I got to turn it into the troopers, and back and forth, just like in Nebraska, just like in Colorado. It's not that it's nobody's job, it's that nobody cares. Yeah, sure, the police want to get rapists off the streets. Unless that rapist is raping homeless people. Sure, they want to get violent people off the streets. Unless those violent people are hurting homeless people. And who cares? You just call them mentally ill and everybody looks the other way. Oh, they must have deserved it. They're mentally ill. You judge us and pass judgment on us and assume our guilt over a fucking word, you pieces of shit. Anyway, thank goodness this guy toned down for a bit. I expect in the next hour or two he'll get up and start yelling again. Wake up, it's time to wake up. You got work to do, get up. Just to start again tomorrow with more yelling first thing in the morning. He's got all these expectations of me that literally eat up my entire fucking day, and he's not paying me for any of it. If I got paid minimum wage here, times the at least 8 hours a day that I'm expected to do things for this guy, that's a lot of money. But I have to take the abuse because the evidence that shows I've told the truth all along. I have to depend on him because I can't carry it, I can't move it. I don't have the ability. Instead of helping me with my vehicle, he's got these pipe dreams about how they're going to buy me an RV in 6 months or a year. But no, he's not. He's got this pipe dream of they're going to buy me a minivan and I'm going to live in that. I can't afford any of that. I can't afford the licensing or the registration on that. I can't afford any of that. But he's drunk and he's got his pipe dreams, and that's what we're gonna communicate. He wanted those youngins to go to the YMCA with him. He was insistent on it. It was his way or the highway. And while I'm trying to type that to these poor folks who are just trying to fucking get by, and he's yelling at them in English, and they don't understand a word of it. They just know they're getting yelled at. And he's yelling at me to hurry up and translate, and I can't go any faster. Sure, he offered nice things, but now I'm in a situation where it's, what do they call that? Modern slavery. He knows how important my evidence is to me. It's do what he wants, or he'll threaten to throw it all away, or it's do what he wants, or he's going to lock me out, or no matter what, it's do what he wants. He wants to, everything's got to come with a mean speech. And he'll say the same mean speech 5 or 6 times in a row, just yelling at us non-stop, while wanting me to translate the mean shit that he's yelling. While he's expecting the woman to cook him food. And he wants me to translate to her that she has to cook him dinner. That it's her job to cook for all of the boys. That that's what she's here for, is she has to do the cooking. Meanwhile, they're all telling me that they're hungry because they're not getting paid. They don't have any money for food. So there was some food that some homeless people left out in the parking lot over there, and I went and picked it up, and so did a couple other people. So he took that food over there, thought that was good enough. It's a couple of canned goods and some dried beans. But they did try. He expected the food to be ready in 5 minutes. Well, dried beans take more than 5 minutes to cook. So I'm scared here for my evidence because I don't have a friend or family member who cares. I have people who make empty promises but literally never follow through, ever. When it comes to actually turning it into the police, these people don't stop to listen to the safety issues and safety risks. They don't stop to understand that we have to coordinate to not get talked over by the police. You literally have to tell them right out the gate that I'm being abused and that my life is at risk. You have to tell them that because they will not listen to me. I'm going to show you a video. Before you go, try pretending that this is some sort of a vengeance thing against Wolnez. This is a this one's 11 minutes and 31 seconds long. Right there, I saw the guy pull through and pull down and just took his head and just in case. You can see her, she's got her back to him, he runs up on her, she comes around and he slows down. Well, she says she walks slowly when she turns around and gets away from him, makes some distance, he runs up on her and punches her in the back of the head.
Hey! Hey! We can't have people hitting people. That ain't okay. All right.
I got his
Sean
attention on me and away
Sean
from her.
Schwartz.
Does that make it okay?
It doesn't make it okay to hurt people.
I do get a breed on her face. She'll shut the fuck up. That's my sister. You want to get involved in my fucking family?
I'm scared for her, and I'm scared for her.
That's my family, all right? That's my family. I'm part of this fucking family, right?
This family, this street family, every fucking predator on the goddamn streets is gonna throw that shit out there. Hey fam, how can you tell somebody's gonna fucking screw you over on the streets? They call you family. They prey on the fact that most of us out here ain't got families that are worth a shit. We're out here wishing that we had family that loved us, and then we're dealing with people like this guy who wants to call himself family as an excuse to harm people. There's a guy there who he was assaulting and scaring off the property because the guy was apparently a pedophile. This guy was claiming that he worked there, and here again, he's also claiming that he worked there. He's getting a job there. Turns out the guy that he was calling a pedophile, not a pedophile. Definitely not a pedophile. He just wanted to push his weight around. Too much time in prison. What'd he do? He didn't throw a piece of burrito in her face. He was holding a burrito when he socked her in the fucking head, in the back of her head. Was John facing me when he assaulted me? No. I wanted to squash the bullshit that he was coming at me with. How about you stop coming at me every time fucking Wolnez comes up talking shit. How about you stop telling me that it's okay to record because you got nothing to hide, and then coming up on me and assaulting me, threatening me, harassing me for recording. Not okay. Now the first assault, yes, I approached John. I wasn't expecting him to assault me. I was wanting to squash the beef. Like, hey, dude, you knew I was recording. I tell you I record. You gave me permission to record. And when you come up in the middle of me recording, demanding my attention, it's not my fault that you came up in the middle of a live recording. When Andrew Wolnez is kicking the shit out of the side of my vehicle and you watch it happen, and then you want to be angry with me because you're in a video of somebody else beating on my vehicle. Well, I didn't put you there. What, you want me to destroy evidence of Andrew Wolnez kicking in the side of my vehicle because you're in the video? No. Especially not after he assaulted me not once, but twice. Did he assault me while I was facing him? You got to see here with Janie facing a man twice her size. He waited until she had her back turned to sock her in the back of the head. I'm sick of these fucking nut jobs. I'm sick of these druggies. I'm sick of these predators. I'm sick of their excuses, and I'm sick of you and your excuses.